Have you ever felt your home closing in on you? Not because it's small, but because it's full of stuff. Things you bought years ago, thinking they'd make life better, only to find they're weighing you down. I'm George, your friend at Elders Wise Insight, and today, I'm sharing a secret I learned after 60 years. Letting go feels like freedom. Join me as we explore 22 things we're still spending money on, things we don't need anymore. Let's lighten the load together, with a smile or two along the way. Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to Elders Wise Insight, where we talk about living with heart, finding peace, and maybe sneaking in a laugh or two. I'm George, and I'm so glad you're here, cozying up with me today. You know, as I've gotten older, I've noticed something. The more stuff I hold on to, old gadgets, extra chairs, clothes I swear I'll wear someday, the heavier life feels. Not just my closets, but my spirit, too. What if letting go of a few things could make your days brighter? Not with guilt or pressure, but with kindness, like clearing a drawer to make room for what truly matters. Today, we're diving into 22 things many of us over 60 keep buying or holding on to, even though they're quietly draining our wallets, our space, and sometimes our peace. Grab a warm drink, settle in, and let's walk this path together. By the end, you might feel a little lighter, and not just in your pocketbook. 1. The avocado slicer, a promise that fell flat. Have you ever been charmed by a gadget that promised to change your life? I sure have. Years ago, I spotted an avocado slicer in the store, bright green, sleek, with a box that swore it'd give me perfect slices every time. I imagined myself whipping up fancy avocado toast like those young folks on TV. So I bought it, brought it home, and used it exactly once. The slices were okay, but honestly my old kitchen knife did just as well, and didn't need its own spot in the drawer. Now that slicer's buried somewhere with a melon baller and a garlic peeler I don't remember buying. Here's what I've learned. We don't need a tool for every fruit in the produce aisle. A good, sharp knife can handle avocados, apples, even that tricky mango you bought on a whim. These single-use gadgets sound fun, but they pile up fast, turning your kitchen into a maze of plastic and metal. Every time I open that drawer, I'm reminded of money spent and space lost. And let's be honest, how often are we slicing avocados anyway? Unless you're running a cafe, probably not daily. Letting go of these gadgets isn't just about decluttering, it's about trust, trusting that simple tools are enough. I took my slicer to a thrift shop, and you know what? It felt good. Someone else might love it, and I got my drawer back. Try this. Next time you're tempted by a shiny kitchen toy, ask, will my knife do this just fine? Keep your kitchen clear, your hands happy, and your wallet a bit fuller. You'll cook with ease and maybe even smile at how simple it can be. 2. Furniture that's just gathering dust. Do you have a piece of furniture that's more memory than useful? I did, a creaky rocking chair in the corner of my living room, handed down from my cousin Ed. It was handsome once, matched the rug perfectly in 1985, but nobody's sat in it since the Clinton years. Every time I passed it, I'd stub my toe or sigh at the dust bunnies underneath. It wasn't just taking up space, it was stealing my peace, reminding me of a life I don't live anymore. As we get older, open space isn't just stylish, it's a gift. Fewer things to trip over, less to clean, more room to move freely. I learned this the hard way when I nearly toppled over a side table I swore I'd fix someday. That's when I realized, extra furniture like wobbly bookshelves or benches piled with old magazines isn't doing us favors. It's not about having a big house, it's about having a home that feels safe and calm. Here's what I did. I kept the furniture that fits my life now, my comfy recliner, a sturdy table for coffee and crosswords, a lamp that doesn't wobble. The rocking chair? I gave it to a young couple who loved its story. They were thrilled, and I got a clearer room and fewer stubbed toes. Try walking through your home today. Notice what you dodge or dust but never use. Maybe it's that ottoman nobody sits on, or a shelf holding knickknacks you don't love. Let it go, donate it, sell it, or pass it on. Someone else might cherish it, and you'll cherish the space. Your home should hug you, not trip you up. 3. Cheap pans that stick like glue. Ever burned your eggs because a non-stick pan lied to you? Oh, I've been there. I once fell for a shiny frying pan at the discount store, bright red, $10, with a sticker swearing it was the best. 3 months later, my scrambled eggs were glued to it, and the handle wobbled like a loose tooth. I'd spend more time scraping than eating. Cheap cookware feels like a steal, but it's a trap. The coatings peel, the bottoms warp, and suddenly cooking's a chore, not a joy. I used to think I was saving money, but replacing those flimsy pans every year added up, faster than my grocery bill. Worse, they made me dread the kitchen, a place I love for baking bread or simmering soup. Then a friend shared a secret: invest in a few good pieces, and they'll last a lifetime. I bought a stainless steel skillet and a solid saucepan. Nothing fancy, just strong. Now cooking feels like a dance, not a wrestling match. A cast iron pan's great too, if your wrists are up for it. My grandma swore by hers, and it's still kicking. You don't need a 20-piece set with lids that never match. 2 or 3 trusty pans can handle eggs, sauces, even a Sunday roast. Check your cabinets, any pans that stick or wobble. Donate them and treat yourself to one good piece. It's not just about money. It's about reclaiming the pleasure of a home-cooked meal. Next time you're tempted by a flashy deal, walk away. Your kitchen deserves tools that work as hard as you do, so you can savor the food and the moment. 4. Books you'll never read again. What's on your bookshelf right now? I love books, the smell of old pages, the way a good story pulls you in. But a few years back, I looked at my shelves and saw dozens of novels, self-help guides, even a cookbook I never opened. Some I'd read and loved, others I kept promising I'd get to someday. That day never came, and those books just sat there, heavy with dust and guilt. Every time I cleaned, I'd sigh, why am I keeping these? Books are treasures, but they can become burdens. As we age, our tastes change. What thrilled me at 40 doesn't always spark joy at 65. I had a mystery novel I swore I'd reread, but it stayed untouched for a decade. Then there were gifts, books from well-meaning friends I felt bad giving away. But here's what I realized. Holding on to them wasn't honoring the gift. It was cluttering my home and my mind. So I sorted them. I kept a few that still make my heart sing. My worn copy of To Kill a Mockingbird, a poetry book from my wife. The rest? I donated to my local library and a senior center. They were thrilled, and I felt lighter, like I'd shared a piece of joy. If you love reading but hate the clutter, try a tablet. You can make the font bigger, carry hundreds of books, and skip the dusting. Start small, pick one shelf, keep what you love, let go of what you don't. Your home will feel airier, and your heart will too. What book could you pass on today? 5. Holiday towels that pile up. Do your kitchen drawers overflow with festive towels? I used to fall for them every season, snowflakes for winter, pumpkins for fall, bunnies for spring. They'd catch my eye in the store, so cute I couldn't resist. But after a few washes, they'd fade or shrink, and I'd stuff them in a drawer with 20 others, hunting for my good towel when I needed one. It wasn't just cluttered, it was maddening, like my kitchen was playing hide and seek. These towels seem like a small splurge, but they add up in money, space, and laundry. I found a stack from 10 years ago, barely used, and realized I didn't need a towel to scream Christmas to dry my dishes. Instead, I bought 5 sturdy neutral towels, soft, absorbent, and they match my kitchen year-round. Want a holiday vibe? A red napkin or a bowl of oranges does it cheaper and prettier. I donated those old towels to a shelter, and it felt good knowing they'd help someone. Check your drawers. How many towels do you really use? If you're digging past faded Santas to find one that works, it's time to simplify. Keep a few reliable ones, pass on the rest. You'll save time washing, folding, and searching. Plus, your kitchen will feel calmer, like a place you want to linger, maybe sip tea, and watch the birds outside. Life's too short for drawers that fight back. What's one towel you could let go of today? It's a small step, but it's the start of a lighter, happier home, one dish at a time. 6. Clothes that don't fit your life. What's hiding in the back of your closet? For me, it was a pair of slacks from 1998, a blazer I wore to one wedding, and a sweater I bought because it was on sale. I'd look at them and think, maybe I'll fit into these again. or I might need them someday. But let's be real, if they haven't fit in 5 years, they're not likely to fit next Tuesday. And even if they did, would I want to wear them? Life after 60 is about comfort, not squeezing into the past. Those clothes weren't just taking up space, they were tugging at my heart, reminding me of who I used to be, or who I thought I should be. Every time I opened the closet, I'd feel a pang of guilt instead of joy. So, I took a deep breath and sorted them. I kept what fits now. What feels good, looks nice, makes me smile. A soft cardigan, my favorite jeans, a shirt my grandkids love. The rest went to a charity shop. Knowing someone else could use them lifted a weight I didn't know I carried. Try this. Pull out one section of your closet. Try things on not to judge, but to ask, does this make me feel like me? Keep what does, donate what doesn't. You're not losing memories. You're making room for confidence. I rediscovered a jacket I'd forgotten I loved, and now I wear it everywhere. Your closet should be a friend, not a time capsule. What's one piece you're ready to let go? Start there, and watch your mornings get a little brighter. 7. Extra appliances you don't need. Ever opened a cupboard and found a spare coffee maker staring at you? I had two, one I used daily, another just in case. Then there was an extra toaster, a blender I forgot about, and something called a smoothie maker that sounded great at the time. My kitchen felt like a warehouse, not a home, with cords tangling and shelves sagging. I'd spend more time moving things than cooking, and that's no way to start the day. Most of us lean on the same few appliances, the kettle for tea, the toaster for breakfast. The backups just sit there, collecting dust and guilt. I thought keeping them was practical, but what's practical about a cabinet so full you can't find the lid for your pot? So I picked my favorites, one reliable coffee maker, one toaster that doesn't burn my bread. The rest I donated to a community center. They were thrilled, and I got my counter back. If something breaks, I can borrow from a neighbor or buy a new one. It's not like coffee makers are extinct. Clearing those duplicates didn't just free up space. It freed my mind from the clutter I didn't need to manage. Take a peek in your kitchen today. How many gadgets do you actually use? Keep what works best, let go of the rest. You'll cook with ease, find what you need, and maybe have room for that cookie jar you love. What's one appliance you could pass on? It's a small change, but it'll make your kitchen feel like yours again. A place for meals and memories, not storage. 8. Gadgets that confuse more than help. Remember when turning on the TV was as simple as flipping a switch? Now it's 3 remotes, a smart assistant, and a prayer you don't hit the wrong button. I got a smart thermostat once, thought it'd save money. Instead, I spent hours squinting at tiny buttons trying to make it stop flashing. By the time I figured it out, I was ready for a nap, not savings. Gadgets today promise convenience, but they often deliver headaches, especially for us over 60. I don't need a fridge that texts me about eggs or a speaker that plays music when I sneeze. What I need is ease, tools that work without a manual thicker than my phone book. I went back to basics, a simple phone for calls and texts, a tablet for reading and video chats with my grandkids. No bells, no whistles, just tools that do what I ask. The fancy stuff? I left it for the youngsters who love chasing updates. Look around your home. Any gadgets making life harder? Maybe a remote you dread picking up, or a device that beeps for no reason. Simplify. Choose what's clear and reliable, big buttons, easy screens. I donated my thermostat to a tech-savvy neighbor. He loves it, and I love my old dial one. Life's too short for tech tantrums. What's one device you could unplug? Letting it go isn't giving up. It's choosing peace over frustration. Your days should be filled with stories and laughter, not wrestling with buttons that outsmart you. Keep what serves you, and let the rest go to someone who enjoys the puzzle. 9. Bottled water you don't need. Why are we paying for water in plastic when we've got it at home? I used to grab bottled water at the store. Convenient, I thought. Then I noticed my kitchen counter looked like a recycling bin, and my wallet felt lighter every week. I was paying twice, once for my water bill, again for those bottles. It's like buying air in a can when you're standing outside. And don't get me started on carrying those heavy cases. My back groaned louder than I did. A friend showed me a better way, a reusable bottle. Mine's blue sturdy, cost me $6, and I've had it for years. I fill it from the tap, take it to the garden, the store, even my armchair. If your tap water tastes funny, a small filter jug fixes that for pennies. Those plastic bottles? They pile up, clutter your fridge, and hurt the earth. Landfills don't need our help. I took my last case to a shelter, and now I sip with a clear conscience. Check your kitchen. How many bottles are lurking? Swap them for one reusable you love. It's not just about money. It's about freedom from lugging, stacking, and tossing. Plus, you'll have more room for that pie you meant to bake. What could you do with an extra shelf? Try it for a week, fill a bottle, feel the difference. Your body needs water, not waste, and your home deserves space, not stacks. It's a small shift, but it'll ripple through your days, leaving you refreshed in more ways than one. 10. Pillows that take over your couch. How many pillows do you move just to sit down? I used to have a sofa that looked like a pillow factory exploded. Big ones, small ones, some with sequins that scratched my neck. Every night, I'd spend 5 minutes tossing them off to watch my shows, then 5 more putting them back to look nice. They were pretty for about an hour, then just a chore like house guests who overstay their welcome. My back ached from arranging them, and my patience wore thin. Decorative pillows seem harmless, but they sneak up on you. You buy 1 for fall, 2 for winter, and suddenly your couch is more pillow than seat. I realized I didn't need a dozen to make my home cozy, just a couple that feel good and look soft. I kept 2 favorites, plush, plain, easy to wash, and donated the rest to a nursing home. Now sitting down feels like a hug, not a workout, and my living room's inviting without being a showroom. Walk around your home today. Count the pillows on your sofa or bed. If you're moving more than you're enjoying, it's time to slim down. Keep what's comfy and versatile. Let go of the itchy, fussy ones. You'll save time fluffing and space storing. Want color? Try a throw blanket or a plant. It's easier and lasts longer. What's one pillow you could pass on? Clear the clutter, and your home will feel like yours again. A place to rest, not rearrange. Your evenings deserve peace, not a pillow obstacle course. 11. Storage bins for stuff you should toss. Ever bought a bin to organize things you don't even need? I was guilty as charged. My garage had stacks of plastic boxes, neatly labeled, mind you, holding old cables, holiday napkins, and a lamp I swore I'd fix. I thought I was being tidy, but I was just hiding clutter, giving myself permission to keep things I should have let go. Every time I tripped over a bin, I'd grumble. Why do I have this? Those boxes weren't solutions, they were excuses. Real organization starts with less, not more containers. I opened one bin and found extension cords from 1980. When was I going to need those? Another had mismatched lids and napkin rings I'd never use. It hit me. I wasn't storing treasures. I was storing guilt, afraid to admit I didn't need this stuff. So I sorted them. I donated useful items, tossed the junk, and kept only what I truly love. A few photo albums, my fishing gear. The bins? Sold most at a yard sale. Now my garage feels like a room, not a warehouse. Try this. Pick one closet or corner. Before you buy another basket, ask, do I need to store this, or can I let it go? Donate what's good, recycle what's not. You'll feel lighter, like you've shed a weight you didn't see. Your home should hold what matters, memories, not messes. What's in your bins that could find a new home? Start small and watch your space open up, giving you room to breathe, think, and live without the shadow of stuff lurking behind every door. 12. Holiday party supplies you use once. Does your pantry hide a stash of reindeer plates? I used to love the holiday aisle. Paper napkins with snowmen, cups with turkeys, streamers for every occasion. I'd buy them thinking, this'll make Christmas perfect. But come February, they were shoved in a cabinet, taking space from my mixing bowls. Half the time, I forgot I had them and bought more next year. My kitchen wasn't festive. It was a storage unit for one-day wonders. These supplies seem fun, but they're a trap. They're used once, if at all, then clutter your home for years. I found a box of Valentine's Day cookie cutters I'd never opened, and it made me sad, not celebratory. So I switched to timeless, a set of plain white dishes and cloth napkins I can dress up with a ribbon or flowers. They work for birthdays, barbecues, or just Tuesday dinner. I donated the holiday stuff to a school. They loved it, and I loved the space. Check your cabinets. Any party supplies gathering dust? Keep what you use often. Pass on the seasonal singles. You don't need cartoon Santas for a good time. Just good company and a table that's yours all year. Want festive? Light a candle or play some music. It's cheaper and cozier. What's one holiday item you could let go? Clear it out, and your kitchen will feel ready for real moments. Laughter, stories, a slice of pie, not a cupboard of just in case. Your gatherings deserve heart, not paper plates that fade before the memories do. 13. Tech with too many bells and whistles. Ever bought a gadget that needed a college degree to use? I got a smart microwave once, said it could sync with my phone. Sounded nifty, but I spent an hour puzzling over buttons, trying to heat my soup, only to get error beeps and a blinking screen. I miss my old microwave, just 2 dials and a hum. Today's tech promises ease, but for us over 60, it often feels like a riddle, not a helper, leaving us frustrated instead of free. I don't need a clock that predicts the weather or a speaker that orders groceries. I need tools that work without a fight, big buttons, clear screens, no secret codes. I swapped that microwave for a simple one. Now my soup's hot in a minute, no app required. My phone's basic, calls, texts, a camera for the grandkids. My tablet's for books and video chats, not chasing updates. The fancy stuff's for folks who love a challenge. I'd rather enjoy my coffee than decode my fridge. Look around. Any tech stressing you out? Maybe a remote with 50 buttons or a gadget that beeps for attention. Simplify. Choose what fits your life. Easy to use, hard to break. I gave my old smart device to a neighbor's kid. He's thrilled, and I'm thrilled to have peace. What's one device you could replace with simple? Let it go, and your days will feel smoother, filled with what matters, friends, family, a good story, not a battle with buttons that outwit you every time. 14. Greeting cards that cost a fortune. When did a card start costing more than a coffee? I used to browse the card aisle, picking glittery ones for birthdays or anniversaries, some that played tunes when you opened them. $5 a pop, sometimes $7 for the musical ones, and they sounded like a broken toy after a week. Most ended up in the trash, no matter how sweet the words. I'd spend 10 minutes choosing, only to realize my own words would have meant more. Cards seem like a kind gesture, but they're a pricey one. I started noticing my friends and family cherished my calls or notes more than shiny paper. One year, I wrote a letter to my sister, just a page on plain stationery, sharing a memory of us as kids. She cried, kept it on her fridge for months. Another time, I called my grandson instead of sending a card. We talked for an hour, and I'll never forget his laugh. That's connection, free, lasting, real. Check your desk. Any old cards you've kept or meant to send. Try this, skip the card aisle. Write a note, send an email, or pick up the phone. If you love cards, make one. Grab some paper, draw a smiley face, right from the heart. I donated my stash to a daycare. The kids love the sparkles. What's one person you could call instead of sending a card? Your words are the gift, not hallmarks. Save your money for a treat, a new book, a warm scarf, and make memories that don't end up in a recycling bin. 15. More throw pillows than you can hug. Is your couch buried under a mountain of pillows? I used to think more was better. Pillows in every color, some with tassels, some so stiff they'd push me off the seat. I'd spend half my evening moving them to sit, then arranging them again to look nice. One had sequins that scratched my arm. Another fell apart in the wash. They weren't cozy, they were chaos, turning my living room into a store display I didn't sign up for. Pillows creeping quietly. You buy one for spring, 2 for Christmas, and suddenly you've got a dozen, each needing fluffing or storage. I realized I wanted a home, not a showroom. So, I sorted them, kept 3, soft, plain, easy to clean. They're comfy for napping and pretty enough for guests. The rest went to a women's shelter. They were grateful, and I was relieved. Now sitting down's a pleasure, not a project, and my back doesn't ache from tossing pillows around. Walk your home today. How many pillows do you wrangle daily? If they're more work than warmth, pare down. Keep what feels good, donate what doesn't. Want flair? A throw blanket or a vase of flowers adds color without the hassle. What's one pillow you could let go? Clear them out and your space will feel welcoming. A place to rest, laugh, share stories. Not a stage for pillows that steal the show. Your evenings should be yours, not spent managing decor that's more trouble than it's worth. 16. Gym gear that's now a coat rack. Got a treadmill holding your laundry? I did. Saw one on sale years ago, thought, this is it, I'll walk every day. First week, I used it twice. Then a towel landed on it, a jacket, some bags. By month 2, it was the world's priciest coat rack, staring at me with guilt every time I passed. Home gym equipment sounds like health, but it often becomes clutter, big, heavy, and hard to ignore, taking space and peace. Movement matters, but you don't need a machine to do it. I gave up the treadmill dream when I realized I love walking outside. Fresh air, birds singing, no motor humming. A pair of comfy shoes, a stretch band, even a chair for leg lifts gives me all I need. I'm not training for a marathon. I'm keeping strong to garden, play with my grandkids, climb stairs without huffing. That treadmill went to a young guy starting a gym. He was thrilled, and I was free. Look around. Any exercise gear gathering dust? Maybe an elliptical or weights you meant to use. If it's more guilt than gain, let it go. Donate it, sell it, or give it to a neighbor. Try simple. Walk to the mailbox, stretch while watching TV. What's one piece you could pass on? Clearing it out isn't quitting. It's choosing a life that fits you now. Your body deserves movement that feels good, not a machine that scolds you. Step outside, breathe deep, and let your home be a haven, not a gym you don't visit. 17. Kitchen gadgets you forgot you owned. What's hiding in your kitchen cabinets? I opened mine last year and found 3 blenders, a waffle iron shaped like a heart, and a chopper from a late-night ad that swore it'd dice onions in seconds. Spoiler, it didn't. I used my trusty blender for smoothies. The rest just sat there, tangling cords and stealing space. My kitchen wasn't a place for cooking. It was a museum of gadgets I barely remembered buying. We fall for these things thinking they'll make life easier, but they often do the opposite. When was the last time I made heart-shaped waffles? Or needed 2 blenders? I was holding on to what-ifs instead of enjoying what I actually cook, soups, casseroles, maybe a pie for Sunday. So I picked my favorite blender, kept my good knife, and donated the rest to a community kitchen. Now I can find my mixing bowl without a treasure hunt, and cleanup's a breeze. Check your kitchen. Any appliances you haven't touched in years? Keep what you love and use. Let go of the extras. You're not a chef running a diner. You're making meals for you, maybe a friend or 2. What's one gadget you could donate? Clearing them out gives you room to chop, stir, even dance while the radio plays. Your kitchen's for nourishment and joy, not storing machines that complicate both. A simple setup means more time for what matters, like sneaking a cookie before dinner, because at our age, we've earned it. 18. Tech accessories that don't last. Ever bought a phone case that broke in a month? I fell for a sparkly one once, thought it'd jazz up my phone. 2 weeks later, it cracked, and my phone looked sadder than before. Then there was the charger shaped like a cat. Cute, but it stopped working after a trip to the grocery store. Tech accessories are like candy. Fun for a moment, gone fast, leaving a mess of cords and clutter in your drawers. These things pile up, cases that don't fit your new phone, earbuds that fall out, a stand that glows but doesn't charge. I had a drawer so full I couldn't close it, all for gadgets I barely used. I realized I don't need a charger that sings or a clip-on fan for my phone. I need what works. Now I've got one sturdy case, a reliable charger, and headphones that stay put. The rest? Donated to a school's tech club. The kids loved tinkering, and I loved the space. Look in your drawers. Any accessories you haven't used in months? Keep what's practical, pass on the trendy. If you're tempted by something shiny, wait a day, bet you'll forget it. What's one tech toy you could let go? Simplify, and your mornings will be smoother. No hunting for the right cord, no cursing a case that won't snap on. Your phone's for calls, photos, maybe a game or two, not a fashion show. Save your energy for real fun, like a walk or a chat, and let your tech stay simple, just like life should be. 19. Bulk food you'll never finish. Ever bought a giant bag of rice thinking you'd save money? I did. 10 pounds, a bargain. 5 years later, it's still in my pantry, half used, taking space from my cereal. Then there was the jumbo peanut butter jar. I loved it for a month, then got so sick of it I gave it to my neighbor. Buying in bulk sounds smart, but for us over 60, it's often a lifetime commitment we don't need. Our appetites change as we age. I don't eat like I did at 30, cooking for a family. Now it's me and maybe a friend for tea. Those huge packs of soup cans or pasta mean waste. Either I'm bored of them or they go bad before I finish. I started buying smaller amounts, shopping weekly with a list. Food's fresher, I try new things, and my pantry doesn't look like a bunker. I donated that rice to a food bank. They were grateful, and I got room for spices I actually use. Check your shelves. Any bulk buys you're tired of? Switch to portions that fit your life. You're not feeding a crowd, you're feeding you, and that deserves care. What's one big item you could share? Smaller shopping trips keep you connected to what you love, not buried under a mountain of noodles. Your kitchen should spark joy, not guilt, with space for treats, a pint of ice cream, a fresh loaf. Skip the warehouse deals. Your wallet and your taste buds will thank you for meals that feel like home, not homework. 20. A cleaner for every surface. How many bottles are under your sink right now? I used to have a whole squad. Sprays for glass, granite, stainless steel, even a foam for my shower that smelled like lemons but worked like water. I'd stand there, squinting at labels, wondering which was safe for my counter. Cleaning felt like a chemistry test, not a chore, and my cabinet was so full I couldn't find a sponge when I needed one. Companies love selling us a product for every speck of dust, but it's a scam. You don't need 5 sprays to shine your home. One good cleaner does it all. I switched to a multi-purpose spray and a jar of vinegar, cheap, safe, and they tackle everything from mirrors to sinks. Add a few microfiber cloths and I'm set. I donated those old bottles to a cleaning drive. My sink's clear and my chores are quick. No more juggling or guessing, just wipe and go. Look under your sink. Any cleaners you haven't used in a year? Keep 1 or 2 that work, ditch the rest. You'll save space, money, and brain power. Want a fresh scent? Open a window or light a candle. It's cozier than Meadow Sparkle spray. What's one bottle you could let go? Simplify your supplies, and cleaning becomes a breeze, not a puzzle. Your home should feel clean without feeling like a lab, leaving you time for what matters. A book, a nap, a call to a friend. Let your chores be light, so your days can be bright. 21. Shoes for every season. What's in your shoe rack right now? I used to have a pair for every occasion, sparkly flats for holidays, sandals that pinched, boots so heavy I felt like I was marching. They looked fun in the store, but most sat in my closet, collecting dust while I wore my trusty sneakers. My feet deserve better than blisters, and at our age, comfort's not just nice, it's necessary. Those old shoes weren't helping my knees or my mood. As we get older, our feet change. What fit at 50 might hurt now, and balance matters more than style. I realized I didn't need 15 pairs, just a few that work hard. I kept 3, comfy walking shoes, a slip-on loafer for errands, and warm boots for winter. They go with everything, feel like clouds, and don't make me wince when I stand. The rest I donated to a charity shop. Someone's loving those sparkly flats, and I love my clear closet. Check your shoes. Any you haven't worn in a year? Keep what supports you. Pass on what doesn't. Want variety? Add colorful socks or inserts, cheaper than new soles. What's one pair you could let go? Quality over quantity means mornings start with ease, not digging for a match. Your feet carry you through life, gardens, grandkids, grocery stores. Give them shoes that say, "I've got you," not "good luck." A simple rack means more time for living, less for limping, and your body will thank you every step of the way. 22. Cookbooks you admire, not use. Do your cookbooks feel more like decor than dinner? I had a shelf full glossy pages, perfect photos, recipes with names I couldn't pronounce. I'd flip through, dreaming of fancy dishes, but when it was time to cook, I made my same old chili or meatloaf. Most called for exotic spices I didn't own or hours I didn't have. They were heavy, dusty, and made me feel like I should be a chef, not the home cook I am. Cookbooks are lovely, but they can clutter your kitchen and your confidence. I kept one, a simple soup book my mom gave me, with recipes I love and ingredients I can find. The rest went to a library sale. Someone's trying those French sauces, and I'm happy with my stew. If you crave new recipes, the internet's a goldmine. Search by what's in your fridge, no heavy books needed. I started a notebook for my favorites, my aunt's pie, a neighbor's casserole. It's light, personal, and all me. Look at your shelf. Any cookbooks you haven't opened in years? Keep what inspires you, donate what doesn't. What's one recipe you could write down instead? Your kitchen's for meals that warm your heart, not for books that weigh it down. Clear them out, and you'll find space to chop, stir, maybe hum a tune while dinner simmers. Cooking should feel like love, not a test, and your home should hold what feeds you, body and soul, without a side of guilt. Closing, emotional wrap-up, call to action. Well, my friend, we've traveled through 22 things, and a few good laughs, I hope. Did anything ring a bell? Maybe those extra pillows, or that gadget you forgot you had. I'm so grateful you stayed with me, because here's what I know. Getting older isn't about winding down. It's about waking up. Waking up to what lights your heart, what calms your mind, and what you can release to make room for you. Your home should be your sanctuary, holding only what fits the life you love today, not the one you lived decades ago. Every item you let go isn't a loss, it's a gain. Space to move, think, breathe. There's no rush. Maybe today you clear one drawer, tomorrow a shelf. Each step builds a home that feels lighter, truer yours. We're a family here at Wise Elders Haven, walking this path together. So share in the comments, what's one thing you're ready to let go? I read every one, and I can't wait to hear your story. If this chat sparked a smile or an idea, hit subscribe and join us. Until next time, care for your space, your heart, and yourself. You're worth it.